I could have sworn I put that word there. Then I have to put that word there, and it's like, or if I'm sending an email, I look through it,
It
and I'm
happens.
like,
It happens.
I'm missing like half a sentence here. And I thought my brain says, yeah, you typed it down. No, I didn't. I did not. But yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Well, that was meant to
no,
say, but I'm sure you guys. I can't wait to share my debut single with you guys.
I like the idea of that. Though. I can't share it with you. Sorry, I'm here in
I
an
can't share with
interview
you. Yeah,
to
yeah,
do this, but
yeah.
nobody gets to listen. Talking about it though, the last time you were with us, you shared a track with us that was somewhat ironic in the fact that it potentially, the band side of it potentially wasn't going to continue at the time. Is that
Two's a crowd.
revised?
Yeah, so you're still right on that one. Two's a crowd is just a little like post-hardcore pop punk project that I've put to sleep again. It's gone into hibernation until I want to write something like that, which doesn't seem to be anytime soon. But yeah, that's it. It's like Two's a crowd was just something I wanted to do. I wanted to write a pop punk tune, get that out of my system, and now I've been flowing with all this new stuff. So I think I had to do Two's a crowd to make room to get that out of my system
Yeah,
to be able to get this new stuff ready.
I entirely understand that. Sometimes I have recorded just little like jazz loops on bass just because I'm a bass player and I needed to get that out of my system. And then I go and record an acoustic guitar tune with, sometimes there's those things that are in the depths of us that we need to get out of our system. However, yes, we have the new one from you. You've called it Hearts Collide.
Yes.
So give us a run up. How did you make it? How did you come with it? What inspired you to kind of pursue the solo?
Hearts Collide is a very honest song about being in a relationship. It's honestly about like, yeah, your hearts may collide. You may like, have little fights, little tiffs. You may face obstacles, but it's nothing no one can. If you're in a strong relationship, there's nothing you can really overcome. Me and my funny enough, me and my wife had a bit of a thing happen at home, which was basically a rat got into our cupboards and houses and stuff.
That went the other way. Like when you said a bit of a thing and you were talking about arguments. Oh
no, no,
like,
no!
Oh dear.
We don't really have arguments. We have like tiffs, but then we just laugh at the fact you've just had a tiff and how ridiculous to the fact that we actually can't stay mad at each other for more than a day.
Mm-hmm.
Like the morning after, we're like, "Oh, sorry, baby, I'm sorry," So it's kind of like, but with any other relationship, you're gonna face obstacles, but because you're like a team, you will overcome them together. So that's what Hearts Collide is all about.
Well, without further ado, and with the note of we're going to find out what you've got up in the future. Let's just play the track and then talk to you. Here we go. Hearts Collide, Jon Reid here on XRP. And for your knowledge, I have not listened to this yet. So this is a live. I like doing a live track. Usually with other bands, it'll be an EP or an album release, and I just pick one track. With you, it's only the one track.
Yeah.
Even through the darkest nights, everlasting starlight. We may run into problems, but we still know.
You've still got a little hint of that pop punk vibe.
I don't think I could ever get rid of that. My voice tonally is a bit high.
So when you make these tracks, is it all 100% you in your home studio, or do you take it anywhere?
It's 100% me. I figured that it'd be cheaper and better if I just learn how to do it myself.
Okay. What studio are you using?
I was using Cubase, but now I'm using Reaper.
Good choice. Good choice.
I find Reaper is just like more of a better blank canvas compared to Cubase.
I've seen a lot more people using Reaper now and then. I'm actually teaching someone production skills, and it's a bit awkward because they use Reaper, I use Logic, but
Yeah.
it's a lot easier. That Cubase does everything that you need, but you've got to go through about 100 menus to get to.
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
yeah. That's why I got annoyed with it.
Mm. What do you do with your drums? Are they all VST drums?
Yeah, so I use a program called MT Power Kit 2, which is a free. It's one of those free softwares where they do say, "Could you give us a donation?" And that donation thing comes up every time, but you can just press skip. But it's like because it just creates really real sounding drum tracks, which I really like. So yeah, that's what I'm using. I'll use a bit of like electronica drums in there as well, just to give it that poppy vibe.
The kick and the snare are bang on.
Yeah, I really like that. I spent ages trying to get out.
It's quite bizarre because you've actually got very little overheads in it.
Yeah, I didn't want a lot of cymbals because, like I said, it's essentially meant to be like a pop track, essentially. And when you listen to pop tracks, the cymbals aren't that prominent. But I do have those hi-hats in the background, which fill it out a little bit.
Let me hold you up there. That was the new one from Jon Reid, Hearts Collide. If you missed it, we were talking about the track in the green room on the visual stream. If you want to catch up on that, it will be available after the interview on all of our social networks at XRP Radio. Well, yeah, I was going to say the whole website then. What the fuck is wrong with me? At XRP Radio, full stop, end of. For Jon, talking about social networks, where can we get you at?
If you don't mind me posting a link in your chat, but it is also on my profile on XRP. Your best way to find me is on Instagram. I don't really do Facebook because Facebook's like, I find it. I personally don't like using it, but yeah, just catch me on Instagram. That's where you're gonna find me doing all kinds of
I was gonna
silly stuff
earlier about your Facebook page, and I was like I was a bit surprised that you didn't have Facebook. Was there any? Is it just literally a dislike for?
It's just like because it's kind of like I found like a lot of the people who are on my Instagram are actually genuine fans of my music, whilst everybody on Facebook is just family.
Oh, okay.
And friends, and it's kind of like they're kind of like, oh, here we go again, you know, sort of thing. It's not really they're not there on Facebook to look at my like ramblings on my tracks. Whilst people who have followed me on Instagram are there because they've ever heard my music, seen my stories, or friends of bands, other artists who I've networked with, and we're all supporting each other. So I prefer Instagram. I'm trying to branch into TikTok a little bit, trying to do that thing, but yeah, Instagram's where it's at. I think it's a little bit more of a more mature platform.
Yeah, I'd say TikTok is on its way out after the various government. I believe it's being banned in. No UK government official are allowed to have it on their phones. I believe.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So, I mean, I did look into the TikTok privacy policies and that, and you go into their data usage policy, and it goes into like they literally say we will use your keystroke patterns. That was the big warning for me. If they're monitoring your keystrokes, that is an issue.
Yeah. Like with those keystrokes, they can literally figure out like passwords because they're the most used keys on your keyboard.
But you know what? It's not that worries me in TikTok itself. It's those that will take advantage of that. There are, and I have been known to be well endowed in the dark web world, and it is not too hard.
I'm just so glad you said in the dark web world.
It's like it is difficult when you have Well, it's surprisingly easy to reallocate Facebook and TikTok algorithms, and if their coding already is logging your keys, well, then we'll just take those loggings and redistribute them. But this is life.
Yeah.
We're here not to talk about social networks. We're here to talk about you and Hearts Collide. Top track. Still got those pop punk vibes in that you admitted you don't think you could ever get rid of.
To be honest, I'm trying to get rid of it.
Really?
Yeah, I actually said on one of my stories probably yesterday. It's probably not on my Instagram now. But I was actually I ramble a lot on Instagram, and I was saying that on that track I was trying to go for a more it's more of a Justin Bieber sort of tone.
Mm-hmm.
But my voice, I've come to the conclusion that I can't sound like Justin Bieber because I'm not that talented. But because he sounds like him, and I was thinking,
I wouldn't say you're not that talented. One thing about you is, and it's the issue with a lot of English, and either very southern or very northern singer-songwriters, and you cannot get past your accent, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, but because my accent is so West Country,
West Country.
certain words, as you can probably hear it now,
certain words come out a little bit like this.
sound like sound American. And it's good. Not sound like Justin Bieber is a good thing. But I kind of wish I had his voice, to be honest. His voice, like a cappella, is incredible.
Annoyingly
but because of my West Country accent, like when I sing, it sounds American, and people saying, "What are you putting on that American accent for? What's that weird accent for?" It's because I'm trying to sound more British through my West Country accent without sounding American. So that's why there's certain words in this song got a weird cadence to it, because I'm still trying to find my voice. I haven't fully found my voice, but I think I'm slowly getting there. I'm slowly finding out what keys I'm more comfortable in, and what tones I'm good at. I'm okay at doing the pop punk thing but I'm singing quite nasally. Like I'm singing from in here, and I'm trying to sing more from the larynx, because my voice is lowish when I talk, but when I sing, it's all the way up here, and it sounds quite like I'm 35 years old, and I sound like I'm 12 years old when I'm singing, and I'm kind of like I want to,
all the way up here,
all the way up here. So it's kind of like I'm still trying to find my voice, and there's a new song which I'm writing at the moment. And it's probably the best I've written, if that's the word. It is here in it is here down in the West Country, Rotund. It's probably vocally one of the more comfortable songs I've written, because I feel more confident in my voice. So this first single is like a breakthrough for me, because it's music I want to write, but I'm still finding my voice, but I'm not sounding like anyone else.
Yeah, I think you should, embrace your accent. Personally, I've found that a lot of artists, we had the Inkhearts were from Skelmersdale, and I tell you what, a million miles away, you could tell they were from Skelmersdale. You put the track on, and you go, "Oh yeah, Skelmersdale." Straight away, instantly, and I personally love that stuff. I think that should shine out more instead of having this kind of. Because don't get me wrong, Justin Bieber, I hate the wanker, but he is a good singer. You can't deny he has good vocals. It's undeniable.
Like I've heard him acoustically, just him and I think it's James Bay actually. And he did this single, Sorry, and what did he do? It was one of his singles, and he did it a cappella with James Bay on guitar, and it just sounded incredible. And I was like, I wish I had the runs like this guy, because his voice is just so natural sounding. It just looks effortless. and it sounds effortless. Yes, there's the element of Melodyne or a tune, but what pop star doesn't use it? What artist doesn't use it? Heck, I used it on my flipping track because there's certain notes that were flat, and I was like, ugh, push you up to key a little bit. But yeah, it's just trying to find my voice. But yeah, with the pop punk sounding vocal, I think it's out of habit because that's all I've done for that's all I've sang for 5 to over 20 years now. Since I've been in school, I've been listening to Blink-182 and Newfound Glory, and there's really Busted, McFly, and a lot of them have quite
you
high
are of
voices.
my generation.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the high pop punk vocal is kind of ingrained in me because I've been doing it for so long. It's like smoking for a very long time and then going cold turkey. But every now and again, you will have the odd, So I prefer balls and vocals over a beautiful singing voice personally. I'm a metalhead at heart. So am I, dude. I'm a metalhead at heart.
Yeah.
Like literally serious metalhead, like Lorna Shore are probably one of my favorite bands right now. Like I like anyone who's got a great vocal. So that's my jam right there. Love metal.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you might hear a bit of my metal from like 20 years ago.
Well, I was just about to say that. We've got 3 tracks that we got from you off the Expressionless.
Oh,
was
mate,
it an EP or an album?
Have you got The Morning After or Forgotten But Not Forgiven?
We've got Forgotten But Not Forgiven.
That's probably my favorite track on there.
Shall we go for it?
Yes, do it. Let's have a blast from the past. This is dedicated to you, Simo.
Sorry, bear with me. I got a message there.
Lewis TV says, "Sound like farmers." Yeah,
sound like farmers. I do down in Cornwall. I love it down there though. You got the Rattler Ciders farm close to you, haven't you?
No, we're actually just down 25 minutes down the A30. Yeah, I'm way down on the tip, right next to the So that's a little bit more mid Cornwall. I'm right down on the coast.
That's my go-to cider place. That is the Rattlers.
Rattlers, fantastic.
Good stuff. All right, but for those that didn't know, I did know Jon 15 years ago or something stupid.
I think it's longer than that, bruv, to be honest.
Was it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, XRP is coming up to 18 years now, so it can't be much. Were you involved with Gubic getting Unsigned banned in the charts?
No. So basically, I think the way I don't know how I found out about you, but it must have been you guys must have been pretty much starting up on your first year, because think about it, 10 years I've been with my wife. 15 years. I didn't know her 15 years ago, but I think I was in Haley as a Hitman at the time. Or I might have yes, I think probably about 15 years-ish. I think about 15 years, like when I was little, naive, bit self-destructive, and that's basically what Forgotten But Not Forgiven's about. Funny enough. So
here we go.
Yeah, long time.
Let's give it a smash. This is Haley as a Hitman. Who is Haley?
She's no one. I just thought it sounded like a cool post-hardcore metalcore name.
It does.
So it was like Haley is a Hitman. I was like, yeah.
Hey
guys, that sounds great.
Here we go. Here's a massive blast from the past. If anyone is listening from back in the day, you're about to get a hell of a rewind. There we go.
Oh, mate.
This was ruthless as well. This was good music at the time.
Oh, mate. That's my Danny Filth scream. Took me about 10 tries to do that the whistle scream.
I mean, I remember this came in about the same time as the likes of Buried from Below and Second Cities. And
Yeah.
this was one of the better post-hardcore tracks that we got in.
Cheers, dude.
I don't
Man, it
even
feels so
remember
weird.
you disappearing, though. I don't remember you going. Like, Haley is a Hitman was like, I remember we played these few tracks especially Immortal. We played
Immortal,
hard.
yeah.
Immortal, we played really hard. And then all of a sudden, well, we didn't even realize you'd gone. We just stopped playing you because it was dated. And then you came back and it literally, until you just said Haley is a Hitman, I had forgotten.
Yeah. Like, I didn't even realize I had stuff up here. So I thought it was kind of like one of those things where, you know, if you haven't done anything like on a server, it kind of gets deleted. I literally didn't think you'd have it.
So I personally, I keep everything for moments just like this. So I don't think it's on our main website, but I have a copy from years ago.
And that scream.
It was well produced as well.
Yeah. So, have you ever heard of a band called Foxjaw?
Fox. I'm not sure. Sounds familiar.
So basically, Foxjaw are a local Bristol band, and they've not hit the big time, but I think they're well on their way. And they're signed to a label now, like a really nice independent label. And the guitarist Josh Gallup, produced the track, and this was like 15 years ago, and he still produces tracks to this day. So imagine what he's like now compared to what he was like when it. Yes, he's amazing. And he was well worth the money. It's so cool because we recorded this in his little shed. It's actually called Shed Studios. And this was like a little.
I remember this.
It's built in a little shed.
You used to you posted pictures and stuff, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this. Fucking hell. Jon, it always warps my mind when
I know.
I suddenly realize, like, we've known each other for 17 fucking years. Madness.
Yeah. It's so weird hearing this.
It's weird on my side because, like, honestly, like, I recognized your name, but because you jumped up after I'd literally 2 days after I interviewed James Reid, I was like, is this his brother or is this his like cousin or something? You know, who is this? So I'll put you on initially just because, like, I'm booking loads of interviews. It'll be funny having a James Reid on the Tuesday and a Jon Reid on the Saturday. That's amusing.
Yeah.
And then after interviewing you, all of a sudden it's like, shit, actually, it's terrible because the track's finished, mainly. You're listening to XRP Radio. That's Haley is a Hitman featuring Jon Reid on those guttural screams. Oh, we can still do them.
Yeah.
They still do it.
It's like a riding a bike, really, once you've done it.
So I'm guessing post-hardcore isn't something that Jon Reid's going to be going into in a solo act.
No.
That was so quick.
Well, see, that's what Two's a Crowd is. Two's a Crowd is whatever the heck I want it to be. Basically, think of it as my fight star. You know how Charlie Simpson's back and busted, and he's also got his solo project, but also he's got Fight Star, which, you know, they release an album, and then they go into hiatus for about 20 years, and then they come out with a banger. That's kind of like what Two's a Crowd probably is going to be for me. Maybe there'll be one time when I really want to release like a really cool, like, post-hardcore pop punk track. Then that's that in my system. Then I go back to doing my usual solo stuff. But no, my my heart is really in my solo stuff, and the cool thing about it is because when I know for a fact that when I gig with it, it's going to be bare bones. I'm talking just me, an electric acoustic, maybe a little drum sample machine with a keyboard to create a bit of extra oomph, and my loop pedal. And that's basically going to be my gig. So I want to be able to get on a train with my setup, come to Bristol, do a couple of open mic nights, or play the Louisiana, or go to Bath, play somewhere in Bath, or maybe if it's worth my time, maybe go further afield like Glasgow or Birmingham. So
I like the fact you picked both the place I moved to and the place I moved from there.
yeah, well, to be honest, Birmingham's got a great metal scene, or it's got a great music scene in my opinion. Like when I last
Not
went
anymore.
to, does it not? I
I'm
remember.
sorry. I moved from Birmingham because the music scene shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 100%.
Not even singer songwriter sort of stuff.
I honestly, because obviously I've got my family, my friends are all in Birmingham. I still have a nice niche in Birmingham, but I moved because there was nothing that I could do in there. It was dead. Unfortunately, there is a fake metal scene, but it's very, how do I put it? If you ain't in it, you're out it. Let's put it that way. It's very clicky.
Yeah.
So there are
Metal's like that now. Unfortunately, metal is there's so many gatekeepers. It's ridiculous.
I see that. I see that very much in the UK. Go over to the US now, and I've seen like metal. The US, I tell you one thing, is a lot more open armed with genres. I have seen a metal band play with a jazz band, and you don't get that in the UK. You don't get it in the UK.
Look at Polyphia. Ever heard of Polyphia? Tim Henson, flipping their borderline jazz metal.
Yeah, well,
so
they
it's
do
kind of like
the things that the Jazz Thrash Assassins and Meat Feast did. That's bang on,
Yeah. So I completely agree with you. Yeah, we we're Brits. We invented the genre, but America just perfected it.
America.
Because I mean, look at all these metal bands that have been the most influential in the world. Slayer, Metallica.
Oh yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah.
I mean,
Anthrax.
There was a big core of metal that came out of Birmingham, and I think that's the worst thing because we became really kind of up our own asses about it, and it became very clicky. And I look over in America and see some of the bands. Like what I love seeing is like, I think it was about a month ago. I can't name the artist, but I saw a rap artist open for a metal band on Facebook on a Facebook Live.
Oh, really?
And I'm like,
that's cool.
That's what it's about. That is what it's about. Whereas Birmingham metal scene, like if you've gone to 5 gigs in a month in Birmingham, you've seen all the bands that you're going to see in the gigs in Birmingham. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I remember when I used to come to Birmingham quite a lot. This when I was in Haley as a hitman because I used to have a girl up there.
I remember that you actually invited me to a gig that I couldn't get to now.
Oh yeah. I think it was Asking Alexandria.
Didn't you play Scruffy Murphys?
Oh yeah, Scruffy Murphys, yeah. Gosh, who was that with? Ashes from Angels or something like that.
Ashes from Angels. Oh shit, we played them as well.
Yeah, Ashes from Angels, and we played with them quite a bit because
didn't you play with For the Kill as well? For the Kill.
For the Kill, yeah. So we did, and then I think it was a tour that Ashes from Angels were on, and so they played Birmingham. So they played there with their support, and then we came down to Bristol, and then we opened up for them, Fearless Vampire Killers, and
FVK. Oh my god, Fearless Vampire Killers are fucking huge now.
Are they? They're still going? I thought they had a bit of controversy with one of their vocalists or something like that.
As far as I know, they're still going.
Oh, cool. Good for them. That's been some long time.
The weird thing about them, I played a gig in the Birmingham Cathedral.
Mm-hmm.
We did
Yeah,
an open air gig just outside, out the front of there.
Yeah.
And the Vampire Killers played that, and we were like, "Oh wow, that's absolutely fucking amazing." But yeah, they're still doing a lot. They're just a bit on the quiet. They're on kind of long-term hiatus.
Yeah. It's basically what Two's a Crowd is, basically.
Yeah.
Fearless Vampire Killers. Yeah. Wow. The merch is pretty cool as well. They still got all the original members, which
Yeah.
was cool. Yeah, because I
they
remember
just
seeing
want a
some
quiet bit.
photos.
That's what I
as
meant
well.
to say. So they played there. That was part of Catalyst Culture, so we didn't actually hire. Like I was just there to broadcast the event and stuff and be the kind of compere for the night. So it was nothing to do with XRP on an organizational level. We were just there from the broadcasting and media point of view. FVK came on. Then I played a set after them, which is ridiculous because they are way better than I am. And then
Nah.
there was a 13, 14-year-old girl who was in the crowd who loved the Fearless Vampire Killers. Came up to me, asked me for my phone number. I was like, "You're 14 and I'm 21. Back off. See you later."
Yeah, this is.
But she ended up
Yeah.
jumping on XRP after that, and then she was like a super fan of the Fearless Vampire Killers and got them to submit. So it was
Oh, cool.
It's
Small world.
it
Yeah.
is mad how, and I know this is probably not great for the internet listeners. This is like two people catching up on a life that they didn't know they had together. If we're being honest, but no, it is awesome to have those links there. And
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
because that night of your gig, do you remember Scruffy's?
Yeah.
So you went in and then you went upstairs to the venue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went in and there was a downstairs. You probably don't.
Was it? It's like you go in, but you go up, but then there's a downstairs to the left or the
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Left.
It looks like it's going to the toilets, but it's not.
Right. Yeah, I didn't go to. I don't think.
I believe that at the night that you guys were playing upstairs, I was downstairs with a band called Sound of the Sirens doing an acoustic set.
Oh, fair enough.
So ironically,
you were there, but you
I was
couldn't
there.
be
Yeah.
That's
I
funny,
just
huh?
bought kind of the wrong tickets. So
Yeah.
in actual fact, me and you probably passed each other without knowing.
Probably, yeah, definitely.
If you went to the
That's fine.
toilet in that venue, you passed me.
Probably smelt you, but
Oh,
you
well,
probably
from a
smelt me.
distance.
Yeah, that's the one. That
I
says
remember
that says
that, yeah.
cider all over it.
Jesus Christ. It's crazy. It's crazy the way the world
Yeah.
is.
And now fast forward 15 years, and now I'm releasing my own single on XRP Radio, which is the coolest thing
know.
in the world. And
Oh.
people like it, which was the surprising thing, because most people don't give a crap about what I release. A lot of them think, "Oh, it's another ADHD phase. This will blow over." But a lot of friends and family have actually said, "This is really good. It's really catchy." And I'm like, "Yes, people like it. People like it."
The important thing is, and I get it from the. I mean, I'm not ADHD, but I'm a completely wild mentalist. But just keep with it is the important thing. As soon as you release another one, you've proved to them that it's not an ADHD phase.
Well, I'm actually in the mid. Well, I was in the middle of writing a new song, but then my PC took a crap. Then I had to take it back to factory settings. But luckily, it was such a simple song. It literally, it's literally the same 4 chords all over again. I actually might work.
Oh, here we go.
So
it kind of goes impromptu live performance here.
It kind of goes like this a little bit. Kind of like that. over and over again, but then there's extra
Okay.
layers added on top, like a bass line, a cool drum beat, and then some really cool harmonied vocals. But it's quite a chilled, laid back sort of
I was
song.
waiting for you to break into song there.
You fool down. See, I can't even do it because my mouth's so dry. I literally had like the spiciest meatballs in the world, and so much parmesan, so much garlic, and every time I have garlic and parmesan, my mouth just dries up. So it's kind of like,
That's your excuse
like-
and you're sticking to it.
yeah, yeah. Plus my
Well,
wife's asleep, so I can't really
Oh.
be too loud.
Valid story. Well,
Yeah.
before we see you off, I thought we'd take a revisit to the Choose a Crowd track, as it's not actually that old. So before I play this, would you like to give our listeners a little bit of a recap on it and to say goodbye and anything else that you wish to say?
Yeah, so the recap. So, Choose a Crowd is a whatever project because it's not any particular genres. It's definitely on the more rockier side of my solo stuff, but it's one of those things where it's a release basically. So if I feel like writing another post-hardcore track, it's going to be released through Choose a Crowd. But yeah, this was when I was going through a bit of a pop punk phase a few months ago, and I wanted to write a pop punk track. So this is what it is. This is a Choose a Crowd with Speed Dial, if I remember the name. I can't remember the bloody name. I write so many songs, I forget the names. It's like you should see my flipping directory on Reaper, where I uploaded. It says song 1, song 2, song 3, song 4, this, that, now, other, literally just random words. But yeah, so and then that's the recap, and then what's happening. Obviously, I've got Hearts Collide. You can purchase it and listen to it on XRP. It's on all the other streaming sites, but mainly the best support for the artist and also the radio station would be for XRP store. And what I've got coming up next is a new song, which I'm not sure when it's going to be out. It's probably going to be out in the new year now, because I'm going to be working my ass off on this one to make sure it's perfect for everybody who listens. And maybe at that point, maybe I'll do another live interview, and then maybe even do a little acoustic track for you guys. Live acoustic track.
A live acoustic track from you.
I'll do both those tracks acoustically. So yeah.
Right at the last moment, we got a few questions in which I am obliged to ask. So the first one is from Lewis Tivy. He asks, do you use amps directly or do you use them interface DSP?
So I use something which I absolutely bloody adore, and it's called the Line 6 Pod Go.
Oh yeah, so many people using the pods, Digipod. Yeah, the big red kidney.
No, this isn't the big red kidney
Oh.
anymore, dude. I'll show you it if anyone's watching. Well, I don't know if basically it kind of looks like that. So it's kind of like a big, well, not a big black board, but let's try and let me do this really cool thing with my phone real quick. Hang on.
I can
There we go.
see it.
There it is.
All right,
So
so it's like
that's
a
it there.
stomp box with a wire pedal.
Yeah. Well, that's an expression pedal as well, so I can make swells and different sounds. But yeah,
Okay.
so for the long story short, yeah, I don't use amps anymore because I just don't want to carry them around. And also the cool thing about the Line 6 Pod Go is that you can actually get presets and cab IRs, which make them sound like they're actually mic'd up to a proper car. So what I'm essentially running through at the minute is a matchless amp with essentially a screamer. I've got an octave pedal, spring and stereo delays and reverbs for nice wide stereo sounds, and a graphic EQ to boost the signal if I'm doing a lead part. So that's what I'm using at the moment through my interface.
Nice. I'm not the biggest guitar player, but Yeah, I remember the old Line 6 Red Kidney, so they've came on a bit of a way.
Oh mate, they're like even the old even the kidneys sounded amazing. Even now, I played one not long back, and I was like, dude, it still sounds great. You know, obviously it doesn't have like the valve dynamics like that which the Line 6 has managed to do. Basically, Line 6 has released this thing called the Helix, which is Line 6's answer to the Kemper. Obviously, the Kemper.
Oh. We have a little block.
Box.
A little drop. Oh.
So
we had a little signal drop there, sorry. So you said essentially the Line 6 is...
Basically, the Line 6 is... Well, what I've got
You're
is
talking
basically...
about the tube.
Yeah, so basically my Line 6 has the like tube and valve dynamics as you would expect from a valve amp. Whilst the Kidney didn't really, it was definitely more just definitely digital. They didn't have that much like dynamic range to it.
Does the new one have the warmth that you get from a valve, or is it still DSP-E?
Yes. So I'll play a bit again. So this is like completely clean. So I'm just gonna like strum really softly. Then a little bit harder. Then harder again. So you can hear that it cleans up. But then when you really dig in, like
that is sharp,
like a valve does, you get a nice
really
natural
sharp.
broken up overdrive to it. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, that actually works surprisingly well, and I'm hearing it through the internet. So
yeah,
yeah, nice. Right, we did a bit of a rewind because we had a few questions there at the last minute. We did say we were going to play Two's a Crowd, which was the last release from Jon, which is from his Do Everything Else labeled outfit, shall we say.
Basically, yeah.
If it's going to be pop punk, it's over there. If it's going to be post-hardcore, it's over there. If you want an enjoyable, random, creative experience of noise, Two's a Crowd is what you want.
Two's a Crowd is what you want. If you want nice poppy sounds, experimental sounds, if you like sounds of 1975 and Lewis Capaldi and people like that, listen to my solo stuff.
Here we go. We did hear that a little bit early, but here it is. This is Speed Dial from Two's a Crowd. Before I say goodbye to you, do you have anything to say to the listeners?
Yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you for turning up tonight and listening to my the West Country rambles. Thank you for the questions as well. It's really cool to have questions. And I love you all. I shall be in the chat room for the rest of the night listening to the station because I don't really... and then, yeah, please listen to my track over on XRP or Spotify.
You're allowed to say Spotify. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, it's everywhere. But I would prefer it if you guys use the store to purchase it if you like it. I'm currently writing a new song, and hopefully the next time I see you guys, I will be performing those songs acoustically for you guys. So,
I'm really excited for that.
And
I've got something super secret to tell you in the break. And if anyone is listening on XRP Radio and wants to listen on the visual stream, you'll find out what that super secret is. However, this is Speed Dial from Two's a Crowd. So, over the next year with this visual streaming stuff, we're looking on putting on a online festival kind of thing. So the idea is trying to create ideally we're going to strive away from bedroom streams where you'll have seen a lot of them where you've got a singer-songwriter in their bedroom smashing out songs. We're going to try and move away from that. With this StreamYard setup, we can have up to 10 cameras from other people. So you could say you're in wherever you are, and you get your missus and your friend and whatever, your own phone. We can have multiple cameras and they're high def. As long as your camera on your phone's good enough, which most people's are, is HDR recording.
Okay, cool.
So the main side of thing is getting a desk quality audio off you. Now we've just got this super cool app thing, which I can show you very briefly. That's patented, so I won't show you too much. But that basically you can plug or Bluetooth your phone into any desktop if we give you this app, which we can give you on beta test kind of thing on your phone if it's an iPhone, or direct to you if you're an Android user. And you basically plug your phone into the desk. It's got a compressor, a limiter, and everything built in. So you plug it into your desk, and we get pro audio quality direct to us.
Cool.
So what we're looking for is to try and get as many people in okay settings to play a festival. Which may mean you take your guitar into your garden and use a few people camming. This won't be until next summer, so don't worry about the cold.
No, I'm not worried about the cold. I'm just worried because I don't have a garden. So it might have to be my living room.
Well, we're finding a few ways, and because
I'll green screen my garden.
That you can green screen like I've got here. I mean, my green screen, I've got a full wall green screen here. It cost me £5 off Amazon. So it's not expensive.
Well, I've got one because I used to stream on Twitch. So.
Okay, well, there you go then. That'll work.
Yeah.
But there's lots of options. We're also potentially going to be paying for people to go into their local rehearsal rooms or recording studios, as long as the prices are not too over the top. What are you doing, John? Do you need to get off, or do you just want to chill for the rest of the show?
Well, I need to do a few chores, but I think my wife said I think I got 5 more minutes, and then I gotta go do some chores.
That's so rock and roll. That was Speed Doll from True to Crowd, and Jon Reid just said the most rock and roll thing on the planet. I love it. Craig Hecht, who's in the chat box at the moment, often says things like this, where he's like, "Well, I was writing a tune, but now I'm going to go doing the laundry." And I asked John just now, like, "Oh, can you stay about for a bit?" And he goes, "Well, I've got some chores, but I'll stay around for 5 minutes."
It's all about those chores.
It's all about those chores. But your missus is in bed. You can do them in the morning, sneaky.
No, because I got 12-hour shift tomorrow, and I need to kind of be awake for it. Please buy my single guy so I can get out of work.
Isn't that what we're all screaming?
I just need 1,200 quid to last a month, and I'm okay. Then I'll go back to
There
work.
we go.
Yeah.
I told you, Craig Hecht, he's doing laundry as we speak. I told you. The rock and roll mystique on XRP radio is ruined. It's absolutely ruined. On a Saturday night, I have to finish the show on time because I have to go and put the bins out. So that is the kind of quality of show that we're doing. Right. John, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you with us. I know you've got to go in 5 minutes, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to play one of the tracks off our new submissions list for you to give your God's honest opinion to, because that's how we roll. And then after that, I'm going to actually let you go. And
that's fine. Am I allowed to be honest?
You can be as honest as you want. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to give you a selection of bands to choose from. Okay,
let's do that.
I kind of already know what you're going to pick. But anyway, we have The Sky Hits the Ground, Bodicea, The Racing Sloths, The China Skis, or Rapturous.
You know what? The China Skis sound interesting. That's a cool name.
I had a feeling that you were going to you're going to choose them. Again, I haven't heard these before. These are as new to you as they are to me.
Awesome. So this is very like first time reaction.
Oh yeah. This is two people. Jump on the live video stream if you want to see it. This is two people having a genuine first reaction to the track from the China Skis, bought and sold. Here we go. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
We've got the sack. We've got the sack. And all your tomorrows will be so sad. We've got the sack. So pack your bags.
I don't know whether that is
Memories of the time we
VS, that's effects or life, but he's got a hell of a tremolo on his voice.
Got the sack. Got the sack. Tenure terminated off my books for good. So crawl away and hang your heads, for all your tomorrows will be.
Feeling a bit of an Irish accent on that, do we think?
Sounds it. See, I like this bit here.
Yeah. This is catchy. Simple,
Yeah.
but catchy. Oh, little synth flying. The hook is definitely catchy.
I do love that. And I like that. That bit.
Oh, he's pulling out the vocals now, ladies and jelly spoons. He can hit them notes.
See, I like that.
That was that.
See?
Here we go. One sec. Bought and sold from the China Skis. Jon Reid and his first XRP blind reaction. Go ahead.
So, honest reaction. But obviously, I don't know the guys. I'm sure they're beautiful people. But I wasn't too sure about the verse lyrics. I don't know whether it was meant to be a tongue-in-cheek song or not, but it felt to me like it's a tongue-in-cheek song. That's the sort of thing I got with it. But the flipping the instrumentation and the the chord progression in that chorus is spot on, man. That's really got a really cool like festival indie rock band sort of vibe to it, and the chorus is pretty cool. I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10.
Oh, that's a Jon Reid 7 out of 10.
I'd give that a good 7 out of 10. That's catchy, I'd be happy to see them live.
Heard slight. I didn't catch all the lyrics, but I heard that bit about and he's coming with his sack, no, and I thought it might be slightly Christmassy orientated, which would go with your kind of feel of tongue in cheek.
Yeah. See, I don't know whether like it. I feel so bad if he turns around and says, "No, those lyrics are actually quite sincere." It's about somebody getting fired. Oh, sorry, mate. I thought it was a tongue-in-cheek song. But,
I think the general vibe of the band, it's very upbeat and poppy. I think you're safe in saying it. Yeah, good choice.
It's got a cool name. I could imagine that on like a festival poster or like a outside the O2 somewhere. The China Skis live tonight. It's like, oh, cool. Let's go see those guys. So I like the band name as well.
Yeah. No, China Skies, China Skis. I wasn't sure. China Skies probably makes more sense, but they haven't got the E. But yeah, fucking hell, John. We need to get you on a radio show, I think. Is
Cool.
that can we get the Jon Reid show on XRP within the next couple of weeks?
Could imagine the Jon Reid show.
I can. Do you know the main reason why I can is because you've got ADHD like every other presenter on XRP radio.
I'm a little
I'm
bit.
not lying.
Yeah.
The lot of us, all of us, every presenter on XRP radio is something wrong up here. I'm not lying.
It's just
Right, epileptic, ADHD, something's wrong with us.
mate,
And
it's
even
kinda
if
like-
it hasn't been clinically diagnosed, there's something
It's
wrong.
definitely happens. Like, because you're like, okay, so that was Jon Reid with Hearts Collide, his brand new single with her on XRP radio. And this next song is. What was I doing? Where's that button? Oh, no, I didn't have it teed up. Oh, no, hang on, guys. Wait a minute.
That
would be
To
me.
rag on me, rag on everyone else. No, I think it would work. I think Jon Reid on XRP radio is a thing that we all need to bully him into. You do need to realize that every single DJ on XRP radio, aside from having something wrong with their head, has been bullied into their position by me. Ask Simo, he's listening right now. Simo's in the background. It's SER in the chat box. He now does a show on XRP radio, The Finnish Invasion. Ask him if I bullied him into making him do a show, and he will say yes. But great. Whilst we've still got you, I'll give you another new one. And I'm going to keep doing this until you turn around and go, I've really got to do these chores now.
I got to do them. But
You're too
how long is the next track? Because I really got to go.
late. The next track is 3 minutes and 27 seconds long.
Oh, 3 minutes and long. Come on, let's do it.
Okay,
last
here we
track,
go. So he says.
2 hours later.
This is and you're British, so you'll be amused by this. It's by a band called Bodicea.
Bodicea.
There we go. This is The Gift. Ooh.
It's coming around. All that I found.
Ooh. This
Very,
works.
very royal blood sounding.
Really just fuzzy, muddy, and distorted, but in a good way.
I'm not gonna say it was yesterday. You smiled to you. It's coming around. It's coming around. It's coming around for you. And there ain't nothing you can do when a voices come like you keep it tonight. Remember, this is what you always wanted.
Vocals are a little dicey at points. But it's definitely got that kind of swampy sound. Yeah, what I'll do, it's been a quieter night tonight, but it's probably going to be iffy until after Christmas. So if you got another track out sometime after Christmas, we'll revisit this one as well.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Just because it's weird over Christmas. One night it can be 700 people. One night it can be 2 people. It's
yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether it's a weekend or whatever. Christmas is just bonkers.
Because everybody is away or Christmas parties and that, isn't it? And trying to get stuff done for Christmas.
I know a lot of people got out of the country this year because it's so cold.
Yeah, I've been desperate to get back to the Mediterranean.
My parents were meant to be in Malaga, but my old man had a heart attack, so they couldn't go.
Ah,
Unfortunately.
still around?
Yeah.
Survived it. That's good.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shock for him, mind.
Mm-hmm.
I have never heard my old man ever say this before, but he messaged me and went, "I'm pretty frightened, actually," and that was like, oh,
Yeah,
why?
because it's like when you're hearing your old man say, "I'm
That's
scared."
it. Let
It's
me
whoa.
hold you on that one. That was this gift from Bodacia here on XRP Radio. Me and John were a little bit short for words for that one. I think we both liked it.
I was vibing to it. I think it's because I actually liked it. It's like it really reminded me. It had this royal blood / Soundgarden feel to it. Quite grungy.
Oh, Soundgarden. Yeah, it had that lifted.
The Chris Cornell grit to his voice. Yeah, I'd listen to that again.
I always say this: Soundgarden were the grunge band that should never have been called a grunge band.
Yeah.
They've got those vibes, but I think they slide on the prog side a little bit more than.
Yeah. They're definitely more of the progressive side of things, but their overall sound is definitely grunge.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I would say that their composition is more prog and their production is more grunge.
Because their production is definitely that of Alice in Chains and Pearl Jam.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can see that. John, I know you've got to do in inverted commas chores. So without having to keep you for the next track, I'm going to put a next track on. But from now, thank you for listening for a few tracks with me. Please do it again fun. If you got a few minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think especially if the missus is off, I might be hassling you and seeing if you're free for a co-host.
Let's pencil it in, dude. Next year, let's pencil it in.
Here we go. So without further ado, that's goodbye to Jon Reid, and thank you for joining us for a few tracks.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure, mate. Especially when we suddenly realised we were in the same building and walked past each other.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Small world, man. It's crazy.
Madness.
Crazy.
Well, next time, hopefully, we're in the same building and we actually say hello.
Yes.
Until then, I'm going to play a track from the Racing Sloths, and it is Goodbye from Jon Reid. So I've got to find this track. So you have the amount of time it takes me to find the track. Say anything that you want.
Again, thank you everybody for tuning in and listening and asking the questions. Thanks for the support. Thanks for supporting XRP Radio. This guy worked his ass off for this, and it's obviously working. Hope to see you guys real soon with a new single, but until that time, enjoy Hearts Collide. If tis, let me just post my Spotify one more time. You can download it, listen to it there, or love you guys. See you guys after Christmas, probably. Have a great Christmas, guys, and a great new year.
Good?
Don't do anything that I wouldn't do.
And definitely don't do anything I wouldn't do. Just because I'm that kind of guy. Hey! Just because I'm that kind of guy, here's another replay of Hearts Collide from Jon Reid if you missed it earlier.
Cheers, guys. Cheers,
Lovely,
dude.
mate. Pleasure, as always, to speak to you. I'm saying, though, seriously, if you are free on any of my Tuesday or Saturday shows, like, seriously, you're sitting down and listening, shoot me a message and jump on with me.
Oh, dude, to do it in the new year, I'm always free up until probably March. I'm free Monday, Tuesdays. So
okay, sweet.
Yeah, they can be done. Easy.
Wicked, man. I'll start shooting you a message because that was a good to and fro. I think you've got You have a potential future if you want it in hosting shows.
In radio.
I think you do. You got a good
I've
voice.
got the face for it.
Hey, don't use that one. I've been using it for years.
I've got the voice for silent movies and a face for radio.
Nah, seriously though, that was a good to and fro. I like that.
Yeah, it's
So,
good. That was
seriously.
fun. Especially the reaction one as well. I like doing reactions to fresh music.
Yeah, man. Okay, but without further ado, I'm gonna kick you off so I can do the graphic-y thing to end this video.
Cool. Ciao.
Sweet. See you later. Now I press the close button.